Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
Hit the road again. 2 mics, 1 dream, and a long time plan. From the bright lights flashing down in Old City City to a 2-drink minimum in the town so great. Plus lines fly on the interstate. Truck stop coffee keeping us awake. Midwest roads, yeah, we know them well. From Des Moines to Chi, got stories to tell. Late nights, bright lights, open night fights. Killing on stage, then it's back to the flight. From the cornfields to the Vegas Strip. Ain't no state where we don't fit. Billy and Willie's workshop, welcome inside. Where the jokes are sharp and the laughs collide. From the neon glow to the small town dive. Comedy's the road that keeps us alive.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
What up?
To Billy and
What
Willie's
up, what up?
workshop episode. I don't know.
Way in there.
We're in here. We've been doing it a while now. How do you feel about that? Is this the
Says
longest
It's
you've
the
ever?
longest I've ever dedicated myself to anything.
Yeah,
And that includes
outside
my
of your marriage.
Well, no, it includes marriage.
I mean,
I've never been good 20 times in a row.
we haven't done this for how long? You been married?
30 years. Yeah.
Oh, I nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, once we've done this for 30 years, then you can say
Let's see. I'll be good. I'll be 100.
399.
I'll be 100. Yeah, I'll be 99. That's a good time to
399.
stop, I think.
Nah, I think you're gonna have to Norman Lear this shit. It's gonna be like, I gotta create. I'm not the same man at 99 that I was at 89. You
I've got to
growing.
get out of the house, and I've got to look around and write things down on a piece of paper. Do anyone here have a pencil?
Do you think?
You know what's funny?
30
You
years
remember when
people
Trump was telling all the girl only needs $2 and not $30, and then he said that a child only needs 5 pencils and not 250 pencils. And the whole time I'm thinking, you fuckhead, they don't even know what a pencil is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some little
What
kids
the fuck was he talking about?
What's a pencil?
What was he talking about? Where'd that
Well, they
come
were
from?
talking about when the tariffs are coming, and they were saying that it was going to.
Oh, we're gonna have to cut back.
Yeah. So he says, well, you know, your kids, they don't need $30. They should only get for Christmas. They should $2. And I'm thinking, well, nobody has $30 except for maybe your kid. But
Says the motherfucker that gets his kids yachts for Christmas.
exactly. And then the thing about it, I'm thinking about myself. I'm thinking, okay, that's a weird thing, dolls to talk about. And then when he said, and they don't need 250 pencils, they need 5 pencils. I said, what? Is the kid an architect? Is this kid? What's he need? To fucking need 5 pencils? They work at a miniature golf course. Why do they need 5 pencils? Jesus Christ! I mean,
Look, it's 250 because they're only this big.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, of all things to think, like when it shows you how out of touch he is. It's like, okay, when you think of a child and a toy, what do you think a child want? Well, I think they want dolls and pencils. That's what makes them, and some hard candy.
I think we should no longer make the 64 box of crayons.
That's right.
Kids only need 32 crayons.
Right. Well, not even that many, because we're going to get rid of everybody of color. So
we only need white crayons.
It's white and peach crayons.
Peach.
We don't need the brown ones. We don't need the black ones or the yellow ones. Yeah.
And orange. You can only color people's hair orange.
That's right. Yeah. We need peach, white, and orange. It's
3 crayons.
They might have to have yellow because Japan just bought U.S. Steel. So they're going to be around. So look at me getting all political. All right, I'm done. That was it.
You said yellow. You just
Yeah, I don't know.
You say racist shit and don't even know it. You just fucking.
Well, I mean, everybody's a different color.
I'm a fucking old
I
Italian
mean,
guy.
are the Native Americans around? Because then we'll need red pencils.
You need maroon pencils.
I
think I've talked about it.
Thank God only
sure.
Reverend Ray's listening to us. He ain't gonna call us in, so we're fine.
I feel like I've mentioned this before on the show. You talked to my dad quite a bit Saturday.
Yeah,
That's probably the most you've ever talked to my dad, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously we're the same age, so we got a lot. I mean, yeah. He's a good guy.
So, oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to. I've had this argument with him for years. I've tried to explain to him that Bugs Bunny cartoons are racist.
Oh, yeah, racist as hell.
And he doesn't think so.
Think about all the years he spent just sitting there talking to PJ. So I mean,
but he genuinely doesn't. He genuinely doesn't think like he. I'm like, Dad, what do you? When Yosemite Sam says cotton picking rabbit, what do you think that means?
Yeah, exactly.
What's cotton picking mean? And every time there's a black lady, she had big ass fucking red lips.
Oh my God!
Mammy!
Yeah, I think I saw me a ghost.
Oh, you tell them crows and stay over there. And
do you remember watching the original Spanky and Our Gang? Buck was,
crows.
You know what the craziest thing about Spanky and Our Gang was?
Who is that? I don't even know.
The Little Rascals.
The Little Rascals. Okay.
Yeah, it was Spanky and it was Buckwheat and
Buckwheat. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you watch the original, they had a dog named Petey, right? And Petey was a fucking not a pit bull. What's the other really scary dog?
Right?
Yeah, with the circle.
Yeah.
Not a Rottweiler. I think Petey was a Rottweiler. So
he was one of them fucking rat looking fuckers, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Not like a Rottweiler, but like a
I think I heard that he was like a Rottweiler. So can
maybe.
you imagine Buckwheat? Help, Petey got me by the leg. Help. Somebody shoot Petey.
Wookin' putting up in all the wrong places. Wookin' putting up.
Yeah.
So the other thing, here's the main argument. So I think my dad conceded the cotton picking.
Yeah.
I think he conceded that finally.
Yeah.
But our other argument is, I say when he says when Bugs Bunny's like, what a maroon.
Yeah.
I say he's calling the guy like a dumb Indian.
Yeah. Well,
and my dad says it's him saying moron.
Well, I think it's supposed to be moron, but I mean,
You
it could
think
have
so?
double. It could have double entendre. Who knows what the hell they were thinking. See, here's the weird thing about me is I walk two lines. Being a comedian, I hang around young guys like you or younger people.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see like, oh, okay, that could be racist. That could, you know what I mean? Where if like guys that are my age that I grew up with, just like your father, I mean,
no
like,
fucking idea.
My cousin Ronnie, I mean, he has no idea when he's being. I mean, you know what I mean? They're just they don't know. They travel in circles.
I think your cousin Ronnie knows he's being racist.
Yeah, I take that back. Yeah, he does. He does. I told you I got mad at him when we were in Vegas. So because he's a big Trumpster, which is fine. But he comes downstairs.
Oh yeah, in some fucking
the Gulf of America shirt, Gulf of America with Trump socks, and then he took the money, his $20 bills, and he stamped on the back where the White House is. Trump lives here. I mean, he went to the trouble of doing that, and I said, you're. But anyway, he had that Gulf of America shirt on, and I was looking to find some Mexican UFC fighter that was hanging around the hotel. Said, go make him take that shirt off. So,
yeah. So the wrestling was
the wrestling was fun. Here we go.
Yeah, there's the signpost. Look at
I got to tell you, watching all of that, your son was probably the most athletic of the bunch.
Yeah, I think he that's his ticket.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if that was AAA wrestling, your son's the Pete Crow Armstrong in that bunch. He could make it to the show.
Who's Pete Crow Armstrong?
He was with AAA Cubs last year, and now he's with the Chicago Cubs.
Oh
and,
yeah, the kid with the hyphen.
Well, you know who his mother is
Yeah, she was like the mom on Little Big
in the
League,
movie.
right?
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
the lady in the baseball movie. I forget which one it was. I think it
it's
was the
Little Big
rookie.
League.
Oh, a
Little
little
Big
bit.
League,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
exactly.
Yeah,
That was his mother. So I mean, you talk about actually coming to roost,
and he's
but no,
balling out, dude.
yeah, but Billy. I mean, I looked at most of those guys and thinking, okay, that's kind of I can see something. But we're looking at Billy and the way he's built and the way he moves, it's like I could definitely see him in a bigger stage doing it. And then when he did that thing where he jumped up and kicked the guy in the head, I
The
mean, that
drop
was
kick.
that
When
was
you,
athletic
it
as
was
hell.
funny. It's funny when he did that drop kick because you're talking about it at the beginning when they were
Yeah,
talking all the
yeah,
shit and he came out and
yeah.
saved the day.
Right, yeah. I mean, he kicked the
And
guy. The guy was 6 foot tall, and
he-
the guy wasn't bent over at all. And Billy had his feet right up by his head.
yeah.
Pretty
And I
impressive.
remember you looking at me when he did that drop kick. Was like, geez, that was fucking. And then I go,
I mean, that was athletic as hell.
but it's funny because I guess I don't.
Yeah.
From what I hear,
Mhm.
the guy, like the wrestlers or whatever,
Yeah.
talk about his drop kicks like they're the best drop kicks.
I'm
in
still
the
trying to
world.
figure out, do they get together? I mean, you can only rehearse so much.
They don't. There's nothing to really rehearse.
But I mean, but I mean, I'm thinking like a comic. But I mean, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
okay, they say you got 10 minutes in the ring, you got 5 minutes in the ring.
Yep.
You got to go back and forth with who's winning and who's. I mean, are there certain rules? I know one of the rules is if you're on your back 1, 2, and then you shove and you get off before 3. You know,
Yeah, you gotta get that shoulder off the
But
ground.
the thing is, it never. I mean, be like me and you. Like say, okay, let's me and you fake fight. I mean, there's going to be a time when we're both going to try to be doing the same thing. Going, oh, this is not working. You know what I mean?
Well,
But they somehow figure it out.
I think
Yeah.
that I've never really pressed him too much on it.
Yeah.
But I think what it is sorry, they time it
I'm
out
boring
like,
you. Okay.
yeah, you are. They time it out just like a show,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
an hour and a half show. So, it's this match is this long, this match is that long,
Mhm.
So,
And you
yeah,
obviously know who's the winner and who's the loser.
right, 10-minute match, and then they basically kind of decide how the end's gonna go.
Yeah. You know what's
know?
funny about that too is the fact that you can win some matches and you have to lose some.
Yeah.
It reminds me when I was a little kid and we used to play Army in our backyard, like every little kid did. When you take a baseball bat and you have war, but then if you got shot, you went down. You're right, and I was good at dying. I mean, I grabbed the thing and I go and roll, but my brother Johnny refused to ever get shot. He refused to ever die. He
Yeah.
wouldn't fucking die. You'd shoot him and he'd go, no, it glanced off my shoulder. And I said, "You motherfucker,
There's
you
always one fucking guy that did that
you
shit.
won't die." You know what I mean? And you
My
got
favorite
the bat right to his head. I'm going, I just blew your head off. No,
my
no.
favorite was we'd play guns. We called it playing guns. It was
Yeah.
basically hide and seek, but you had guns.
Yeah,
And so then you'd find each other and
yeah.
boom, I got you, whatever,
Yeah.
right? And there's fucking nerd that lived next door is fucking dork. They're the reason I always hated soccer. I just associated soccer with fucking dorks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, this dude, he was older. He was like a year older than my sister. So he was like 4 years older than me.
Okay.
So, you're talking 12 versus 16.
Big difference. At
Yeah.
that point. Yeah.
Right. Like, and I was a late bloomer, right?
Mhm.
So, like, I didn't even have hair tomorrow. So I was 17. I was barely 5 foot, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how small I was at 12.
Yeah.
Well, then fast forward, I'm fucking 18 or like 21. I run into him somewhere and he's fucking this much short. Like he's like 5 inches shorter than me. He's a little squirrel. But anyway, so he was, bigger than me then, but he was a fucking nerd,
Mhm.
and we'd play guns. Well, we didn't have all the guns. They did, right? So he'd have like this little shotgun with the fucking the flat thingy fucking cock it,
Yeah.
It'd go poof, and make that one noise. And then you'd have some other pistol, you know, or
Mhm.
whatever. And we'd be playing, and I'd fucking find him and shoot
Yeah.
him. Oh, I got you, boom,
Yeah.
boom. And he'd fucking go, no, you have a shotgun. It can't shoot that far.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Yeah,
he'd shoot me. And he goes, my gun can shoot that far. I'm like, you fucking dork.
exactly. There's always that one. My
Fuck
brother
you.
Johnny, this guy was like a cat, had 9 lives, would
Yeah.
not die. It
Yeah,
was
I'm
always,
sitting there,
yeah.
this isn't even a fucking, it's a toy
Yeah.
gun, motherfucker. I can shoot you from a
It's
football field away.
fucking bazooka. Yeah.
I fucking saw you first. That's all this means is that I saw you first.
But you know, in our neighborhood, not only did we did war, but I grew up around all my cousins. We used to also do other weird shit. We used to have my cousin Sonny, who became a priest and now is no longer a priest, but he's still a very religious guy. He actually did a thing where we did the stages of the cross, and we did the Bible thing, and it was funny because
Yeah, sounds like a hoot.
well, yeah.
What the
Well, I had
fuck?
one cousin. I had one cousin, Ricky, and Ricky used to talk like this. You've heard me talk about Ricky. Snakes. He would see snakes. And he'd go snake, snake. Anyway, we had this one thing where we're doing this the stages of the cross. My brother Johnny wanted to be Jesus, so we said okay, but the cross was gigantic, so Johnny had to carry the cross, and Ricky was the narrator. Like, you know, and Jesus, you know,
Sounds like you're playing fucking Bible Dungeons and
yeah,
Dragons.
it was weird. Yeah. So anyway, Jesus during the Station of the Cross falls 3 times. That was the whole thing. Jesus falls 3 times. Well, the cross was too big for my brother, and Ricky's narrating it, and like he keeps falling. He can't stay. So Jesus,
You're only supposed
Ricky,
to fall 3 times.
yeah, Ricky's going. Jesus falls for the 15th time. Jesus can't get up. Somebody
get
pull-
Jesus' life alert button.
That's right. Get up so we can kill you again. Yeah. We did weird shit in our neighborhood.
Okay,
like that.
now, so at what point did somebody try to fuck Jesus?
Once again, you're the
Yeah.
only one that did all the fuck. Like I keep on thinking, you were telling me you played thing. Then did you go up and then get your little wrestling buddy and fuck him afterwards? But to get the tension off here.
I put the wrestling buddy on a cross.
Okay, you're taking this a little too far here. I don't want to get. You know, you got Chris over there as a religious guy. He's scaring him off.
Okay, but we got to rewind that story.
All right.
No, we don't. No.
We got to rewind. We need to rewind to your cousin, the priest.
Yes, but my father's Sonny. I'm sure Chris even knows who he is. Frank Cadero gets in trouble a lot. Yeah, it's my cousin Sonny. Yeah,
your cousin Sonny.
Yeah,
was a priest and is no longer a priest now.
No longer a priest now, but he's still he runs the Catholic Worker House. But he was a priest. And then I think,
now hold on. Is he not a priest because he needed to get some pussy? He couldn't take it anymore. He had to get some pussy.
Pretty sure, yeah, that was it. I'm pretty sure.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah. He's a real good-looking guy. I mean, I would look at him and say,
he's like, man, I can't take this shit anymore.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you know what was in high school at Dowling, they used to let us go around to these different religions so we could learn stuff. And I remember I went to a Greek Orthodox, and we're talking to this guy, this priest, his father something, and he says, oh, and then afterwards, you know, I go with my wife. And I'm like, what time out wife? He goes, yeah, the Greek Orthodox can get married. And then at that point, he said, that's what it made sense to me. I go, well, you know what? If you could just let priests get married and live their life, and you'd probably have better priests than the ones that have been shown up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, if they
you're gonna take this really dark now. I know you're gonna take it down to the dark side.
But here's the thing: the priests that are fucking little boys aren't. They don't care about pussy. They're pedophiles. They became priests for access.
What happened was I think a lot of them were gay and they were trying to hide themselves anyway. And then
that too, but
yeah.
Yes, they were angry that they were gay and wanted to go to heaven. Like they were religious enough to think they were going to go to hell if they were gay, so they became priests.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's plenty of that.
I'm sure,
but
yeah,
like the priests that are fucking kids, those are just pedophiles.
Yeah,
and they become priests to feed that. Like that's
okay.
They're not.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like that's why the biggest, those kiddie porn rings, all that stuff. It's always like super rich motherfuckers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're the ones that get away with it for a long time. Nobody tells
Exactly.
on them, and they have
Yeah.
hush money and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, that's the one affliction, the one like sickness, so to speak, that somebody can have that everyone agrees, even the person that has it, that it's wrong.
That it's wrong. Yeah. Exactly.
Like everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how could you possibly feed that urge unless you were rich and powerful? You'd have to get rich and powerful.
Exactly.
And that would be your motivation
Mhm.
for getting rich and powerful.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder how many of these fucking billionaires are fucking little kids. I swear to God.
Well, I think there's all kind.
Elon Musk. Why else do you need that much money?
Elon Musk has proved that he's a weird guy. Oh, did you hear what he did today? He dogged the big beautiful bill. Did you hear how he dogged the big beautiful bill?
What?
Yeah, I'll bring the tweet up.
Hey, Chris.
Uh-oh.
Tell me, I got a little joke here that
is there trouble in paradise with
Elon?
Yeah.
Hey, Billy.
Trump?
You've heard Trump talk about the great big beautiful bill, right?
I told you, I fucking shut it off, dude. I haven't.
I was thinking.
I'm using my white privilege.
Chris, have you ever seen the picture of that big black guy that's leaning over a bed? He's got the giant.
Yes.
I was saying that would be a good card to say. I hope Trump goes to prison, and then they bring him to his room and go, "Here's your roommate. His name is Big Beautiful Bill." That would be his great big beautiful bill.
Yeah. So his tweet was
basically
this massive. Hold on, I'm bringing it up now. He said, "I'm sorry, but I just can't do it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. If you know you did wrong, you know it."
Mm-hmm.
And I put this tweet out that said, "Live look at the liberals right now," after reading that tweet saying, and it was that GIF from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Just when I think you can't be any dumber, you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself." Like now, all of a sudden, the liberals are like, "Hey, Elon's not so bad."
Yeah. Exactly. Well, here's the funny thing that Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh yeah.
She came out and said, "Well, I read into this, and now I don't think that the bill's right." And people are going like, "Wait a minute, you were going to vote for it, and you hadn't even read the whole bill."
They already voted.
She voted for it, and
they voted. They went, "Oh, I didn't know that was in there."
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't have voted for it if I knew that provision was in there. She's a moron too.
Yeah.
Fuck all of them. I'm telling you, dude. January 6th. As much as everybody makes fun, I do not have a problem with that shit. I don't.
You mean storming the Capitol?
No, I think we should all fucking do it.
Oh yeah, that's one way to look at it.
You're right. God,
it's
like,
you know what? Instead of putting it down, they say, okay, it's like free for all for everybody now.
When's the last time these motherfuckers knew that they were who they worked for?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
They don't fucking serve us. They don't serve us. So make it fucking dangerous.
Kind of like the captain on a pirate ship. It's like, if you do bad, you walk the plank.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Yeah.
Down for that shit.
Yeah.
I swear to God, dude.
Yeah.
I would
does
love
not represent Three Beards Media or any of its advertisers. What's that disclaimer I have to read?
I'm telling you, dude. Every fucking CEO for every insurance company, off all those motherfuckers, every last one of them, all of them.
That's my new mate, Luigi.
Did you, dude? Free
Luigi.
Luigi.
Coming up with a new Free Luigi. We need a new podcast name.
Luigi.
And you need a new co-host.
God,
you may need a new co-host here, Willie. I don't know whose basement you're going to be able to go to next week.
He doesn't go to my fucking basement anyway.
How's Brig doing?
I don't know. He's upstairs, I think, actually.
Okay. All right. So we've learned.
He wants to free Luigi too.
What's his last name? Luigi
Mangione.
Mangione, yeah, Luigi Mangione.
Did you see? Fella. I actually put up on Facebook. Did you see the shareholders are suing?
No. Who they suing?
Didn't see that. the shareholders,
Yeah.
these evil motherfuckers. This is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
The shareholders are now suing United Healthcare, right? Is it United
Yeah.
Healthcare?
Yeah.
Shareholders are suing because
I've got it. You want me to bring it up?
Yeah.
yes, read it. It's unbelievable, Willie.
United Healthcare getting sued by its investors because it didn't warn them that the CEO getting murdered was going to lead them to approving more claims for covered services that they had no right to deny, and a cartoonist example of exactly why their CEO got murdered. Their argument is essentially, you promised us a specific profit margin and that is not possible to achieve under the increased public scrutiny of your unethical practices. We only agreed to invest because of those unethical practices. So we demand compensation because you didn't warn us that you'd have behaving more ethically.
My God.
I mean, seriously, they are suing them.
Yeah.
Because the profits aren't as good
Yeah.
since he got murdered.
I didn't hear one thing where they said our condolences to the family either. They don't give a shit.
But
yeah.
see, I read shit like this.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, you know what? Luigi needs to go after the fucking investors.
Yeah.
Like he didn't go high enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like
well, you know, when you read about
the
like
CEO is the one
Yeah.
that's under the pressure to make this shit happen. And it's because of those motherfuckers.
When you read about how much more those people at the top make than everybody else, it is ridiculous. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's beyond ridiculous. Yeah. But that's the way
Nobody
the world
needs
works.
that much.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane when you look at like what Trump's been doing, the billions of dollars he's putting in his own pocket. Let me ask you a question: how do you feel about Trump taking an airplane from
Total bullshit.
Huh?
Total horseshit.
I agree 100%. I mean, once again, like everybody says the same thing. If Biden would do it, if Obama would have, if anybody else would have done it, it would have been, matter of fact, even if another Republican, even if Bush would have done it, people would have lost their shit. But because of this guy, it's like, oh, that's done. Give him the plane.
Well, this is why people are stupid, because you should have fucking known that the first 4 years that he was president, he had to worry about getting reelected. Now he doesn't. Now it doesn't matter.
Yep.
So what do you think he was going to do? Act like a fucking child.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. His first time around, after he was done, 40 out of the 44 people that were in his cabinet quit and said he's out of his goddamn mind. So now he gets in and he did exactly what he knew he had to do. He got all these people around him that won't say shit if their mouth's full of it. You know what I mean? These are he got rid of the guardrails, got everybody that will do exactly what he says. So you get what you get. You know what I mean? I guarantee if there was another insurrection on January 6th, Vance would sign whatever in the fuck Trump told him to sign. Not like not like a what do you call it? Pence.
I'm just saying. I mean, you start making it dangerous to do the shit to people.
You know what? I like
do.
that idea. I mean, and tell them right when they get the job, say, okay, listen, you're a CEO, but here's the deal.
Here's the deal. You act like an asshole, we're gonna fucking kill you.
Doors wide open. Look, there can be nobody out there.
Because here's the thing: no matter what, there will always be more of us than there are of them.
Yeah,
always.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so they're gonna push this to the point where there are enough people. If they push this to the point where enough people are willing to die for it, that's when they're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah,
like if
this world's out of
and I just
control
mean that
as it is
government
now.
in general. Like if you get a large enough population of people that would rather die than let things continue to be the way they are, then it's over with.
Let me tell you
because then it's just numbers.
Let me tell you what, the insurrection, if you think that January 6th thing was scary, if Trump fucks around and let's say somehow they impeach him, can you imagine January 6th will look like a picnic compared to what these MAGA people will do if that happens. You know what I mean? Be insane.
And see, there's a part of me that doesn't care.
No.
Like a part of me wants them to do it just because I feel like it would be a win-win situation.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You got all these MAGA fucking dummies
Yeah.
storming the Capitol, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got whoever's in the Capitol having to fight back. So it's kind of like the way people like the rich white cops treat the Bloods and the Crips. Like,
Yeah.
just let them kill each other.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. Sit back
you
and
got
have,
MAGA douche, you got
Mm.
liberal douche,
yeah.
and they all just kill each other. Like, that's cool. Let's just do that.
Get Netflix to film it, and we'll watch it.
Yeah.
No, that's fine with me. Yeah, because I
Get rid of all these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's like Hunger Games.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Or what's that one movie where one night, The Purge?
The Purge.
Maybe you could do that. You could say, okay, you can't kill all the time, but we're gonna have one night to where, like, you CEOs and all you people that have done bad shit, one night to where anybody that's got any kind of disagreement with a politician or a CEO person can take revenge. So if you think you've done something wrong, you better. Yeah.
Look at Batman Returns with Bane. I mean, that was the premise of that whole movie. Was they dragged the rich elitist people out of their homes and put them on trial.
Yeah.
I mean,
I look like Bane when I wear my CPAP mask. I look just like him. I sound like him.
I just don't think you can show me. I don't think you can show me a billionaire who's gotten there ethically.
I agree with
100% ethically.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way.
You
Somebody
know,
got ripped off.
But there's some that seem good. Bill Gates seems like he
Yeah.
yeah.
Or
Although
Warren
did you hear,
Buffett kind of
Buffett,
sort of,
another one.
did you
Yeah.
Chris, now did you hear what Bill Gates said about Elon Musk?
or Mark
He
Cuban.
says, I can't believe the richest guy in the world was it something about killing 300,000 of the poorest children in the world. They're claiming that Elon Musk, from taking away the USAID, 300,000 African children starved to death.
Yeah.
They said there's food rotting in places because the Doge cut it all off, and these children all died.
That already happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
300,000?
300,000. Because we quit giving them food because he cut off the Doge thing. The Doge cut off their supply.
The co-founder of Microsoft and once the world's richest man said the abruptness of the cuts had left life-saving food and medicines expiring in warehouses and could cause a resurgence of diseases such as measles, HIV, and polio. The picture of the world's richest man killing the world's poorest children is not a pretty one, he told Financial Times.
Yeah. And Bill Gates.
So they're not dead.
Musk has canceled grants to hospitals in Gaza province, Mozambique, that prevents women transmitting HIV to their babies in the mistaken belief that the U.S. was supplying condoms to Hamas in Gaza in the Middle East. So,
how about with Trump the other day? He said that he made that mistake where he said $9 million for transgender mice again. He said it again. And no one, it's unbelievable. This guy says shit, and it doesn't matter what he says. No one corrects him. They just look at him and kind of go,
yeah, well, he's a monarch.
It's insane.
He's got a fucking a kingdom. He thinks this is his kingdom.
I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, someone's got a topical note.
I had a conversation with my daughter the other night. She asked me about Joni Ertz's comments, and she's like, how can she double down like that? And I said, because she's in an environment now. She's in the environment now where one of two things is happening. Number one, her response is to the people that she knows isn't going to vote for her.
Right.
So she doesn't care. She's not afraid to offend them because she knows she's not going to.
There's no decorum anymore. It doesn't matter.
And the other side thinks it's funny.
Yeah,
because it's proven. Because when you elect a guy that they elected back into the office, she's sitting here going, "Well, let's make this funny video and make fun of him even more because my base eat it up."
Yeah,
because there's nobody in the middle that's going to go, you know what? I can't stomach that. I won't vote for her anymore.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, well,
because people in the middle don't vote for her anyway. They don't like most people in the middle don't even vote in the local elections. You know, they just vote for president, and that's it.
Yeah. And the problem with Trump is he's not very popular, but he's got the highest floor of anybody in the world. He's got 30% of this country that he could kill somebody and show a severed head, and I'll still vote for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that there. What kind of knife you think he used?
That wasn't a knife.
That's a knife. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's
Mhm.
change the subject. You guys are supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
You want to?
Shit.
Don't
How
oh
did
no, this fucking guy now he sounds like a fucking shitty crowd member.
Do some
Our
jokes.
fucking producer
Do
turned
some
into a fucking
jokes.
heckler.
Oh, a joke, funny man. Make me
Yeah,
laugh.
that's right.
Yeah. Here, let's not fucking talk about anything that we might have an opinion on. Okay, well here.
Oh,
You
shut
want
up.
to hear about my fight with
Just
Troy
kidding.
Davis?
Yes.
Yeah. I you know what? This is all leading up to that.
Let me bring up the post.
First of all,
Oh,
yeah,
there you
I want to
go.
know. I want to know how this even all got started.
Okay.
Because I tried to make a nice post about a guy that I love to death, and Bill ruined it for me.
2
Never-
years, 2,000 yards.
Yeah. Now he doesn't even like him anymore. He
Oh,
blames.
So what's Troy up to now, Chris?
I don't know.
Is
I mean, he's
fucking making
he in
babies.
Iowa?
yeah, he's in Florida.
Okay.
All right, so here's the
He's like 50 and he's got like 5 kids under the age of 10, so he's getting busy
Mhm.
for sure.
He's rushing there too, baby.
all right, here we go. So I found this clip the other day.
Mhm.
Remember Bob Hope in the 1995
Oh, yeah.
Ray Lewis, linebacker, University of Miami. Mr. Hope, you don't know how much it
let's get
is magnificent as that even more famous landmark. You know.
those
Maybe I was just thinking about Lynn Swan.
Tommy Frazier.
Tommy Frazier, quarterback, University of Nebraska. Mr. Hope, you're just like all the pro quarterbacks I admire. Good look, agility, intelligence, and a portfolio with a lot of real estate. Merry Christmas.
Oh, better keep it short.
Troy Davis, running back, Iowa State. Merry Christmas, Bob.
Yep. Hell yeah, you better not fucking give him any lines.
stop it.
Yeah,
Kringle
I
missed-
knew goddamn well there wasn't gonna be any fucking nothing to read. Hey,
All
don't
right,
give him a
so-
fucking cue card.
So
Where
anyways,
was Hingle McCringleberry? Pan thick.
anyways, I posted it and I said appearance by Troy Davis. I tagged him, who was robbed of the Heisman that year. And Bill's response was, "That's okay. His ACT score was also a robbery."
That's funny. I'm
And
sorry.
Yes, it's hilarious.
That's funny.
Troy
here's the deal.
responded.
I didn't realize that when I did it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Troy Davis was tagged in the
So
post.
did he say anything?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
look, there's
Oh, yeah.
I
33
can't see
comments.
it. It's too little. I can't read it.
Hold on. So he said, let me see if I can increase the screen size here.
I still can't read it. My screen's little. I don't know how to make my screen
So
bigger.
of course I said, dude, and then Troy goes, Bill blank, and that your opinion, wow.
Yeah, oh.
And then he starts posting pictures of him playing football and with all his trophies and shit. And Davis says, enough said.
Yeah.
And then he posts some photos of Bill. It was like, who are you? Oh, I know. You're a Hawkeye hater.
Oh,
Stats don't lie. That's the reason I passed the ACT, Bill blank.
yeah.
And I go, and so I, of course, go, let me know when you're ready to come on my podcast and let's talk about it.
Oh, God.
And it goes even now. Bill responds, "You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sure it wasn't a robbery. Whomever took the test for you was probably rewarded, and it wasn't done against their will."
Oh, that's funny.
And he goes, "You are," and a bunch of emojis. So
Yeah.
you're telling me a boy, sorry, I mean a man like this can pass the ACT or SATs
Too
And-
funny.
with flying colors, and Dan McCartney didn't have to pay a girl at my high school to take it for me.
He goes, you can pass it. This guy can pass the ACT.
Eh.
I go, yep,
Oh.
with flying colors. And Dan McCartney didn't have to pay a girl at my high
In-
school to
in-
take it for me.
Troy Davis's defense, Dan McCartney didn't recruit him. Jim Walton did.
Oh.
And then he just keeps posting these photos of Bill.
Yeah.
You know, Billy, you're lucky he didn't get a hold of your fat AI ones.
Yeah.
My bad.
Just wait. Just wait.
You
Though.
know what, Chris? You should have thrown them in there.
He was
Oh my
trying.
God, I should have.
He was trying really hard. He was trying to make me mad. Like he
Yeah.
was trying to get under my skin, and I wouldn't let him. I just
Oh.
Then
kept
he's
fucking.
like, "My bad. I see you just chilling on the golf course."
Oh.
And I said, and I tried to calm it down.
Yeah.
And Bill goes, "You see, posting pictures of me that I posted myself is hardly a good way to get under my skin. And I must apologize again. Jim Walden definitely paid for that shit. Y'all went 1-9 and 2-9 when you put up those numbers. Congrats."
Oh.
And then he posts this photo of Bill.
Yeah.
You're right. I don't have a winning season, but I feel good. Are you okay?
Okay, that's good.
And he's like,
God damn. You
"Tell
got
Bill to leave me alone. He's fucking with the right one." And Bill goes, "Obsessed much? You trying to vet me before you ask me out or something?" And then he posts this and says, "Bill, come on, ask you out. Are you for real?" And this picture of him in his red velour
That's my
tracksuit.
fucking Santa tracksuit.
Oh, God.
belly to belly don't look right.
Belly don't. That is
And it
too
just
funny.
look, Bill Blank, stop crying like a bitch. Like he went too deep on your fucking.
Oh, he did. Oh, I
God.
see. He didn't delete it. I thought
No.
that was still there.
I'm
Sorry,
I
crying
didn't know
like
that was
a-
still there.
and more. This one, oh yeah, this was John Gruden had talked about
But-
Troy Davis when he unboxed all this Iowa State
Yeah.
stuff.
But then he called. He was like, I don't know what I post. What the fuck I want. I don't even know what that means.
Because I think you said,
I didn't tell him not to post anything.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, look at Billy went long. I can't read any of that, but boy,
Okay, so
goddamn,
Bill
Billy.
says, "Troy
Let's
Davis,
hear it.
what happened to calling me gay? Why'd you delete that one? I didn't even get to respond." Well, here it is. The original comment was meant to bust Chris's balls. I had no idea you were tagged. The reality is I'd kill for a fraction of your talent. So Bill's trying to make him, you know what I mean? If you were a
Yeah.
Hawkeye, I would have
Yeah.
worshipped you. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have made this comment had I known you'd see it, not because I'm afraid, but because I made the mistake of dehumanizing you, and I'll own
Yeah.
that. That's my bad. I treated you as an entity.
Mm-hmm.
And Troy goes, "I don't need shit from you. Just stay in your lane."
Oh.
So then I
God,
said,
so
which lane is mine exactly?
Take
God damn.
Park. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
And Bill get.
Whatever.
I think they kind of made up here. Bill said, "You have a beautiful kids, and I have no doubt you're an excellent father." And he said, "Thanks."
Okay.
And this part's right. I let this
Right.
one fucking ride.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of. Yeah, I think he
What?
joked on himself. He said,
Yeah,
"Getting
he
them
goes getting them right, so I don't have to pay someone to take their AC.
Oh, so, okay, so he gets the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ended.
Yeah.
It ended okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm over there, just like, oh my god, I'm having flashbacks to.
You know, it'd be funnier and shit.
But,
If
yo,
he comes
to,
back.
to Teddy.
If
Yeah.
he came back for an Iowa State game, and they could get together and talk. Matter of fact, we ought to Three Beards ought to sponsor Troy Davis back for the Iowa State game.
I
So
should.
him and Billy can sit
I
and
would-
have a fireside chat.
I should put him. I should ask him if he wants to come on this pod.
Dude, he won't.
I know he won't.
He won't come. You know why he won't come on your podcast? You know why, don't you?
Well, because I don't think he knows me. Like he accepted my friend request years ago, but he's.
It ain't about that.
I will tell you this.
When's the last time you saw him get? Have you ever seen him get an interview? Any interviews
No.
ever?
No,
Exactly.
Why?
You
What's
know
wrong?
why? Do you know
Because-
why that is?
he's not very articulate.
CTE? What?
Yeah. That's a very polite way of putting it. He's not very articulate.
I will
Good
tell
job,
you,
Chris.
his brother.
Dan
Darren
McCarney
Davis-
would not let the press fucking interview him.
What was his brother's name? His brother was a good running back too.
Darren Davis. And I
Yeah.
and I did almost have Darren Davis on the podcast until
Yeah.
the day before he asked me for money.
Oh, man.
Uh-huh.
I said, I'm doing it for the love of the Cyclones. I'll pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
See, I'm telling you, dude. Fuck these motherfuckers. They ain't
Well,
shit.
Chris, what's
They
Troy
don't give a
Davis do
fuck.
in Florida? What do we have any idea what he
I
does?
have no idea what he does. I'm sure he's just living.
He
off.
spends his day fighting with me on Facebook. That was all day.
It was the dude had some time on his hands. That's for
Like
sure.
he was Facebook stalking me to the point where I couldn't even see all the comments. Like,
I feel bad because I've never looked at Bill's page like that before. I had no idea. I've seen all those pictures.
I know.
dude, he
right?
found that one picture of me with my finger in my beard is
Yeah.
from the Kansas City fucking Hilton.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh my
it's
God.
like 20 years old.
Wow.
Like he dug
He did
so
go
deep
deep.
into my fucking page.
Yeah.
Well, when he was playing, did Iowa State? Did they play back then? Against
Yeah.
England?
Yeah, they got waxed.
Yeah, we
okay.
pounded the shit out of him.
Mm.
Like he
Look,
was.
and you can say all you want about it or whatever else, but the guy did get robbed on the Heisman. I mean,
Yeah, but it's
You
tough to
played
give somebody a
behind-
Can't
Heisman
win
if
the
you're 1
Heisman.
and 9.
Only win 2
no,
games.
I agree. But my point is that I mean you can make fun of him all you want, but
He got
he was
sent
the
to
best.
New York.
He was the best college football player in the nation those 2
At
years.
the-
You don't
No,
run,
he
I,
wasn't.
I can remember
you
that.
don't
I
run
mean, yeah,
2,000 yards
No,
for
he
a team that they
with no one blocking for him.
and they know that he's the only weapon, and the dude still got 2,000 yards. Come on, I know that
So what happened to him? I
But-
like when he got out. Who did he get drafted by, and what
he
happened?
got drafted by the Saints, and then he played in the CFL for a number of years.
Yeah,
But he never made it into the
He
NFL.
played in the NFL for a few years for the
Okay.
Saints.
yeah.
So
Playbook's a little too complex.
okay,
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
And
We're
he,
going to
Oh.
we're going to break, and then
Oh.
we're gonna come back and we're gonna do some Reddit stuff.
You
And then-
can't win the Heisman Trophy if you can't say Heisman Trophy.
or spell it.
stop it.
Now,
Because I don't know if
Hyman,
the E is it E after I or I after I. Okay.
You two,
Hyman
you guys are
Trophy.
pissing me off.
the Hyman Trophy.
Willie, don't join.
Hyman
me. I
Trophy?
have way more respect for you, Willie. Don't do that.
Okay.
Do you think
I'll
that-
be good.
What do you think it would have sounded like if Mike Tyson won the Heisman Trophy? I'll
like
tell
the-
you what.
Hey, you know what? I do a good Bob Hope impression. Remember Bob Hope? He
Yeah.
said, "Hey, Joy Heatherton, huh? She's wild, isn't she? Joy Heatherton.
That fucking video.
Joy Heatherton's pretty wild, isn't she?"
That video was so hilarious though, because it's like Tommy Frazier.
Yeah.
Hey Bob, you remind me of the quarterbacks that I like, and they're all fresh, good looking, blah blah blah. Keyshawn Johnson. Oh Bob, man, you fly down the field just like me, and you can catch, and you can run, and you can juke, and you can do all this stuff. Hey Ray Lewis. Hey Bob, you sack the ladies like I be sacking quarterbacks.
Bill,
Troy
you sound
Davis.
like
Troy
all my
Davis.
65-year-old friends talking about black guys.
They're like Troy Davis. Merry Christmas, Bob.
Okay. Oh,
All right,
see
we're
you in a second.
Don't
No.
give him any cue cards. Okay, Troy, can you just say Merry Christmas, Bob? Can you just run out there? Just run. All you gotta do is run out there and say your name and just say Merry Christmas, Bob. No, you don't have to say Bob Hope. Just say Merry Christmas, Bob. Dude, is there what's your running backs coach name? Is his name Bob? Just pretend you're wishing your running backs coach a Merry Christmas.
Somewhere in Florida, someone's turned on the computer for Troy Davis. So
He's
he can
fucking-
watch us.
Cleaning it up. He's gonna challenge me to a UFC fight. And I'll be like, I'll tell you what. I will accommodate your UFC fight, but first we have to have a spelling contest. Why, Ike? Maybe poker's just not your game. I know. Let's have a spelling contest.
all right. God damn it.
Okay, we can take a break
God,
now.
that was. I should not have laughed at that. All right, we're gonna take a break. and we'll be back in I don't even know with what. So,
All right.
all right.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com. In 2023, a crack Green Beret named Dan Douglas retired his military command and promptly escaped to a full-time career in real estate. Today, this man is wanted by home buyers and sellers who want to survive the process without spending a fortune. If you have a home to sell or want to buy one, maybe you can hire Dan Douglas at Green Beret Realty. You can find him at greenberetrealty.com. greenberetrealty.com. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing your home, or if it's simply time to renovate the one you're already living in, you need an experienced mortgage professional to help you analyze your financing options and to make sure the closing goes smoothly. And that's exactly what you get when you call Kyle Lehman at Wintrust Mortgage. Kyle's experience and expertise, coupled with Wintrust's rates and programs, ensures you'll get the mortgage that's right for you. You may even qualify for down payment assistance. Before you reach out to a realtor, call Kyle and get pre-qualified, empowering you to start shopping for the home of your dreams. Call Kyle at 515-473-0546. Kyle Lehman, Wintrust Mortgage, 515-473-0546.
All right, and we're back.
As usual, when we get back, Willie's not back yet.
That's right. That's right.
Dude, that video though, that was pretty stacked All-American team.
I couldn't remember if that was the year that Troy was on it. That's why I clicked on it. But yeah, when they were coming out, and I was like, I know that guy. I know that guy. You know that that guy's an All-Pro. That guy. Also, it's weird how time works. Keyshawn Johnson seems like way later than Troy Davis, and they went into the league the same year. Like that does not seem possible.
Even Ray Lewis.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, to think that Ray Lewis is probably 50 years old or a little over 50. I mean, I didn't realize, like, because when I was having that argument with Troy Davis, like, you have to know I was being nice.
No, I knew you were. Yeah, you were holding back. You could have easily eviscerated that poor guy.
Yeah. Like I was gonna
didn't. I appreciate that you did.
Well, yeah, I was gonna put up his mugshot and be like, okay, while we're looking up pictures, you know what I mean? Like
I would have deleted the post then.
Yeah,
you asked me not to delete it, and I didn't. But
right, you know what I'm saying though? Like
I get you. I get it.
So that's why when even when he fucking called me gay and shit, I was like, that made me want to really eviscerate him. Not because I'm insulted by it, just because you're gonna fucking that's the level you're gonna go to. Because now it's like I feel like I have to defend people like my sister and my friend.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now I feel like I had to be pissed off on behalf of them, which is a kind of a cunty way to be at the same time.
So that segues into that right there segues into the first thing that I want to talk about.
Really?
So as I do every year, I make a post about Tyler.
Yes.
And how important he is to me, and how I've always supported who he is and his transitioning from going from Taylor to Tyler.
And you were obviously
we lost Willie.
Oh, we lost Willie. You were obviously virtue signaling by making that post, right?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what virtue signaling means?
I don't know what that means.
Basically saying, "Hey, look how fucking cool I am."
No, that was not why
I'm so woke. No, I know. Of course, I know that's not why you did it. I was.
Yeah. No,
if you knew what it meant, you might have fucking laughed at the facetiousness of it all.
Sorry,
instead,
but a lot of people did
fucking Iowa State, and the fucking admission standards are lower, and I get it.
Okay. Anyways,
says the guy without a fucking degree.
As I defended the entire. What do you know? Willie's calling me right now.
He's like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah.
I wonder if the computer died. Maybe he doesn't have it plugged in.
Hello. Okay.
I can't hear him. What did he say?
He said the dog ran over the cord and unplugged the computer, and he's got to restart it. So he'll be back. So I'll tell this story. So I posted. The main reason I post that is because I'm proud of him, but also this is Pride Month, and
Yes.
I want people to be empowered that if that inspires them to be who they are and be true to themselves, then that's what they should do.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you get the shitholes and the assholes, and
Did anybody say anything shitty to you?
on Twitter, there's several.
Oh, on Twitter, okay.
Yeah, on Facebook, no, nobody has. I know there's people that don't agree with it. They're just too chicken shit to say it in a public forum. So
Right.
they say shit behind my back, including my ex-wife, his own mother.
Yeah. And then Twitter is probably people without real names.
Correct. But
Yeah.
there were also people on there that were defending Tyler.
Right.
And this dude would not shut up. And finally, this guy that I follow who's super cool posted this meme in response to that guy. And I was like, I've totally got to get this for Bill. 1 sec.
Basically a fucking kind of a doth protest too much. How to spot a cunt. That's fucking great. With all the Scooby-Doo people. Yes. It's so funny. We were just talking, a buddy of mine, we were just talking the other day about that being my favorite word. Because he said that his son, he's got 3 kids, and one of them is about to be a senior. One of them's about to be a freshman, I believe, or a sophomore, and the other one's like 10. And the 10-year-old just gets to do whatever he wants, because like they just don't give a fuck anymore.
Right.
Like he sent me, like he loves he's taken him to a couple of the wrestling events for my son. Like he sent me a picture of his 10-year-old kid fucking like he just doesn't give a shit. But he said, he told me, he goes, you would have been so proud of him the other day. He called his brother a motherfucking cunt. And I was like,
jeez.
I was like, you're right. You're right. I am proud.
There were 2 words that I was not absolutely. I mean, I wasn't allowed to say cuss words anyways, but the 2 words that I absolutely would get in trouble for was faggot and cunt, for sure.
That's funny.
Willie, welcome back, Willie. I was just telling Bill I had posted in support. I had posted something about Tyler, my son, and there were some people that were messaging back and forth, and somebody posted this meme. That for and I grabbed it for Bill because I know
you're cutting out.
Here's now.
What's that?
It's a photo that somebody sent me in response to what somebody was talking about. I was like, "Oh, this is Bill."
You see what the book?
All right, let's get into our stuff here today. All right, I've got a couple of Reddit stuff, and then we'll do our AI. So let me find.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me of a similar deal I had recently, and I don't even remember what started it, but there's this one guy that always comes on and tells gay people there's something wrong with them and shit. You've seen him in my feed, Tatanka or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I was getting really graphic. I just kept saying, like, so what's it like? Do you like it how it feels when the vein goes across your lips? And like I was just giving him all the doth protest too much, you know. I was like, what's it like to suck a dick, man? What's that feel like? You know, and he's just like, he said, even my girlfriend said only a gay guy would even know that stuff. And like, oh, I was like, oh my God.
Billy, there's no rock Billy won't turn over to see what's under there.
There's not.
Billy won't turn over the rock.
All right. This person needs some advice.
That might have to be my new fucking, that might be a t-shirt for this show. There's no rock Billy won't turn on
That's
over
true.
and see what's underneath.
Well,
Yeah.
and I'm back there going, put the rock down.
Yeah, don't pick that
Yeah.
up. I'm like, oh, come on.
You don't know where that's been.
Yeah,
What's this button do?
yeah, exactly. That's what I just did now. Yeah.
Okay. This is asking for advice. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for saying that my brother-in-law and his future wife can't sleep in our bedroom while we host them on their honeymoon? I'll read the context. I, 35 female, and my husband are fortunate enough to live in an area of the world that is very beautiful and as a result, frequently visited by honeymoons. My brother-in-law and his soon-to-be wife are getting married in August and want to honeymoon in the area where my husband and I live, and they asked around for a month ago if they could stay with us on their honeymoon. We agreed. They're family and also tight on funds. We're happy to help them and host them. However, they've asked my husband last week if they could stay in our bedroom on their honeymoon. We have a two beautiful home, and our guest room has an air mattress that is used for when friends and family stay. My brother-in-law didn't really get into the specifics of why they didn't want the guest bedroom or air mattress, but the gist seemed to be, we don't think an air mattress is honeymoon appropriate. When my husband asked,
in somebody else's house, you fucking
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a done deal.
See, I thought maybe he was going to say there wasn't a guest room, but there's a guest room. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's strange shit. Want to come?
Anyway, go ahead. Keep going.
Put it in your own context.
Yeah, he's. It's not finished. I'm sorry.
My husband asked me about it. I was honest with him and said I wasn't comfortable with his brother and his new wife sleeping in our bed, and my husband agreed with me. Apparently, us saying no to this request has caused some issues in my husband's family, particularly with his sister, who's saying we should just let brother-in-law and his future wife stay in our room because, quote, it's their honeymoon and they shouldn't have to sleep on an air mattress.
It's their honeymoon. They should have a fucking hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Really honestly grosses me out because I believe that the reason they want our bed is so that they can comfortably bang during their honeymoon.
That's 100% why.
Plus, you don't know, there might be word he might be Dutch ovening her ass too in their bed. You know what I mean? God, the whole bed smell like farts forever. I know. No, get out of my room. No, I feel weird anytime anybody sleeps. Like, like sometimes, like when we go out of town, I know, my sister or they'll go up to our bed, and it's kind of weird.
Here's what I think happened. I think that
this is going to get dark. Go ahead.
I think that no, I think that
moving that rock. No. He's moving that rock.
He's got the rock halfway up.
I think that the groom had to convince her to stay with his brother or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He had to convince the bride to stay at their place and not spend the money. It's probably pretty, probably costs a lot of money to get a hotel from what they're saying, or an Airbnb or something, right?
Sounds like me, like they live they live by the water in San Diego or something, where a hotel room is going to cost you a ton of dough.
So he convinced her that was, he probably like, they have a guest room, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
She already didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do it. She's like, no, hotel, right? So he convinced her, and then probably a week or two or whatever before they're about to go, somehow it comes up that there's an air mattress in that room.
Right.
Yeah.
And now she's throwing a fucking fit. I told you we should have got a fucking hotel. I'm not sleeping on an air mattress. So he's like, oh, fuck, what am I going to do? Okay, I'll ask if we can sleep in their bed.
That's just a weird. That's just to me. That's just a weird thing to ask to sleep in. And like I said, once again, it would be one thing if, like, okay, we only have one room and one bed, but there's another room. It's an air mattress. Make the most out of it. You know what I mean?
All right.
Jesus, that's a weird ass thing.
By a response here, I'd like to get your thoughts on this. This person said, my husband used to want us to give up our bed to his parents when they'd come visit instead of our guest room bed.
Yeah.
Which was a real bed with a frame and a mattress and all clean linens. And I was very uncomfortable with this idea too. I refused, and I was always the bad guy.
I'm just the kind of person that, if you open the door and let me in, that's enough. I mean,
for real, I'll sleep on the fucking couch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't come to my house and start fucking demanding shit from me. I mean,
That's
no.
fucking crazy to me
Yeah.
that somebody would think.
Yeah.
Now,
No.
I do think that some people are overly nice and overly accommodating. They'll be like, "You guys take our bed,
Yeah.
and we'll inconvenience ourselves for a week."
And I wouldn't,
we
and
love
I
that.
and guess what?
And
I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
take
do
their
it.
bed ever. No.
Exactly. I'd be like, "No."
Honestly, I won't stay. I mean, even I'm a hotel room guy because I like to lay in
I
my
would much
underpants
rather
and
have
watch
the
TV.
hotel than
You
stay at
know what's
somebody else's
terrible when
house.
people have you stay over their house and like they put you in the room and there's like no television in the room.
Yeah.
What am I?
It's the worst.
What am I in prison? What
Yeah.
I'm in solitary
Yeah.
confinement.
What do I got to fucking fall asleep in the other recliner next to you before I turn in?
Exactly.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like, I honestly don't think it's necessarily about comfortably banging because, dude, they already fuck. So,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
just
like
the
I'm not
way-
gonna have sex on an airman. I don't think they care about that. I think it's honestly this bitch is like, this is our honeymoon, and I am not sleeping on an air mattress at our honeymoon.
And she should be right.
Yeah, he should have got a hotel.
That guy should have got a hotel.
He's the jerk. Yeah.
Okay. Next. This
Especially
person
who
asked-
asks that. You don't ask somebody to give up their room for you.
but
That's something someone
That's
offers.
weird. That's weirder and shit. Yeah.
And then you don't take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never take it.
All right. So this is the Ask Men advice. So this is people that go into the Reddit stream to ask men their advice. Okay. What am I supposed to do when he puts his fingers in my mouth?
A woman?
What?
This is a woman
asking this?
Yes. This happened to me last night, and he went slightly in and out like he was fucking my mouth. I gagged and choked a little bit, but sometimes he would just keep them in there. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to suck them or make noises like when I was gagging?
Well,
It
I
was
mean,
so hot, and I'm super into this guy. I'm trying to please as much as I possibly can, but I don't know what he wants me to do.
I already know what's going on here.
what's going on, Billy?
She won't suck his dick.
Well, Billy,
He's trying
I don't know
to
why.
like get her to suck his fingers
To
to
see
kind of
what
get the
kind of-
message across that like, nah, you need to fucking do this.
You know
to
what?
my dick.
I just keep on thinking of little Billy up in his room with this little Hulk Hogan wrestling pup, just trying to put his fingers in Hulk's mouth and it didn't
Yeah,
work.
see, I
Flipped him over.
that was just the total dry humping situation. I never finger banged the wrestling, but
I think it's just weird. I don't know. I mean, everybody's got their own little things, but I mean, that's just a weird thing to do. And if I was her, I'd basically say, "Hey, what are you trying to do? Let's just get this out in the open, and or otherwise, if it's really bothers, just say, "Hey, next time you do that, I'm going to bite your goddamn finger off."
maybe he wants to fucking. Would be hilarious is like right before he comes, just fish hooker, just
Oh god.
Yeah, maybe what he's trying to do is like do the fucking Black Dahlia. Maybe he's trying to just fucking just split her.
I'll tell you one thing,
boa
Chris.
constrictor, her
Me
jaw.
and you are never staying over Billy's house at night. I'll tell you that. I
Nope.
don't care what room it is. I'm not staying.
He's like, hey, you ever suck on some fingers? Or you wanna
stay in
suck
my
on my
room?
fingers?
Come stay in my room.
How about my thumbs? My great big fat thumbs.
You ever get
Suck on my great big fat thumbs.
you ever get on a Facebook fight with Troy Davis?
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
You ever talk about the Hyman Trophy? Because I want to bust your hymen.
Billy, do you think there was any football player on the Iowa football team over the years that you feel was on the equivalent of Troy Davis as far as intellectually?
Nick Bell.
You think
Ron
Nick Bell?
Hartley.
Nick Bell couldn't read. I don't think. I think he was illiterate.
There you go.
Here's the thing, though. No, here's the deal. And I'm gonna stop fucking being a douche and being funny right now.
We'll wait.
I
Okay.
I think that Troy Davis, Nick Bell, and probably a lot of guys over the years they had some kind of learning disability, probably dyslexic or something. I think Nick Bell was dyslexic actually. You know, back then it was a lot harder to find help with that sort of thing, and you know, these guys shouldn't have their whole future just trashed because they have a learning disability or a speech impediment or something. I think at that time Troy Davis really more than anything just had a speech impediment. I don't think he was necessarily just intellectually stupid.
No, when we interviewed Jim Walden on Old Man Strength, he was pretty honest that he was a very scared young kid, clear away from home, did have a speech impediment.
Yeah.
When he got let go and Dan McCarney got hired, he did have a conversation with Dan McCarney about just protecting the kid away from the media, because you guys know the media.
Exactly. Everybody's gonna fucking start talking about how stupid he is and shit.
Yes, and they did kind of keep him some kid gloves and things like that. So, all right, Billy, I know you're single. I know you need we're here to help you. Willie and I are here to help you.
Yeah.
So we asked Chat GPT, what are some red flags about dating a comedian? So I'd like for you guys is this true? Is this not true? Then we'll go through the green flags, and then I'm gonna get Willie's help to write a
because
Tinder
he's so
profile.
funny. The green flag, he'd just be funny all the time. I mean, just a riot.
No, I think you have to. I think you have to qualify the level of comedian too. I mean, it's an actual working comic that's what his living is, as opposed to the guy that just goes open mics all the time.
Correct. So here are some possible red flags of dating a comedian. They deflect serious conversations with humor or sarcasm. If they can't have a real conversation without turning it into a bit, emotional intimacy can be hard to build on.
Go ahead, Willie.
I mean, do I know guys like that? Yeah, me personally, I never. Matter of fact, most comics I worked around were actually the kind of the opposite. I mean, actually, were more serious than they were funny
off stage. Yeah. Like that's what I was gonna say. Like we're all funny hanging out. Like anybody's funny when they hang out with their friends. Like amongst your friends, whatever your inside jokes, whatever. But when it comes to like intimacy and shit, I get it because like Nikki Glazer, for example, I've hung out with her several times and we've just been comics, right? Yeah. And like someone like her, she talks about dating a lot, and it's like it's hard for me to imagine her having an intimate moment or being vulnerable.
I'll give you a classic. So how about Billy, and you know him too, Jimmy Schubert. Jimmy sometimes can feel like he's on all the time. Like is there, does he have a turnoff button? But I'm sure he does. But around us,
shit, my last girlfriend did more talking in the bedroom than I did. Like when it came to just random shit that was off the wall or whatever. Like she did that a lot more than I did.
When it comes to real intimate stuff as a comic, I mean, I found that but on different situations, not so much with my wife or my girlfriends back in the day, but in other situations, I find humor because I was a little more nervous. But when it came to serious relationships with me and my wife, or when she was my girlfriend,
I'm the same way. Like I would relationship wise, I will say the funniest thing that comes to mind a lot, but not like in an intimate situation most of the time, So I mean, there's been times where I put my foot in my mouth because I just couldn't help myself because what I said was so fucking funny. I had to say it.
Yeah.
Like one time, she said something about one of her friends. This was my ex-wife. And it was, I don't remember, but I said, "Oh, don't worry. I was thinking about her anyway." That pissed her off.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's what I learned about, like, when you got the right one. Is my first wife. There were things I would think sometimes, and I wouldn't say them because I know that it would cause something. Where with my wife here, 30 years, whatever hit me in the, we came to an agreement a long, long time ago. I don't give a fuck what you say. And I taught my daughter this even when she was a kid. I said, you know what? You can say whatever you want to say. You can use cuss words. You can do whatever. But understand one thing. Funny's funny. So if it's funny, we'll laugh and I'll giggle and say, "Don't say it again." But
Mm.
if you say something that ain't funny, then I'm gonna get pissed off. So you better know. You better know what funny is. You know what I mean?
You better know the difference.
You better know the difference. That's all.
So you guys have touched on a few other ones. Persona versus person, the version of them on stage is wildly different than who they are.
Mhm.
Your material, they use personal things you've said or done in an act without your permission. The other one is
That's a tough one there.
yeah.
Like I remember talking about my ex-wife's breast reduction on stage without asking her first.
Yeah. Now, see, my first wife, yeah, she had that, and that would have been something that would have caused an argument. My wife now never had anything like that, but I guarantee if I, but you know what, I just don't, I don't know, I never felt the need to, you know,
I said it in
there's
like
other material out there. You don't need to go after
I
your
just
people
didn't
you're
think.
with.
Well, we talked about this the other night. Well, there's The Rock again. I just don't have any fucking sacred cows, and I guess somebody's got to understand that if they're gonna be with me.
Yeah,
But like,
exactly.
but that's a personal thing. That's not necessarily a comic. That's just you got to know that about me, that I have no sacred fucking cows.
But yeah, right, Billy. Funny. If it's funny, it's funny, and that's it. It's gonna get.
Yeah, I mean. Even if it's about me, it might hurt a little bit, but I might have to admit it's at least clever, or
exactly.
Whatever. I don't know.
That was like get your set last week, Billy, when you told that joke about the pedophile walking into the forest, and you were and yet when you told the joke, and at the end you were like, you probably shouldn't laugh, but you all can admit it's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
That's the whole secret. Funny's funny.
One of the last ones is mental health red flags: unaddressed depression, anxiety, or self-destructive behaviors, which can be common in creative people.
We both known people.
Check.
Yeah, I mean,
I check all those boxes.
Yeah, I don't think you get into this per se. Most comics, unless there's something wrong with you in the first place. You got something that's kind of, like everybody else says, you ever once seen a psychiatrist? And I don't want to open that Pandora box. I don't even know what makes me tick, but I think there's probably something deep in there. But we both know comics that have committed suicide. I mean,
Yeah. I don't know, like I remember talking about, like, I keep thinking about that breast reduction joke because I fucking loved it. It was a good joke. Like, funny,
Find another girl that's going to have that done.
Like when they get a breast reduction, they have these, like, when they go home, like the recovery process, there's these tubes, and they just drain fluid into these 2 bottles, and you just have to change the tubes and the bottles and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was like, these fucking tubes are just draining, and I was like, and I don't know what that was. I just called it my love for her slowly draining out of her body.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
My love for her.
You're going, how dare you slap God in the face for this fucking gift he gave me? But
okay.
But yes, unchecked. Oh, I just fired my therapist, by the way.
Yeah, we talked about that already.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
See, you've been to therapy. See, I have fears of
For
going
years.
something like that because I don't even know what's deep in me that could.
I think I'm probably good for a while. I think I'll probably get a new. The biggest reason I stuck with this one's because she was around, knew everything. I didn't have to reset.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's time to kind of leave.
Chris, you ever seen a therapist?
Yeah, I did in 2 years ago when I was working for a company that I absolutely hated. I was in a miserable place. And a lot of it centered around me having to deal with my expectations in life and realizing that not everybody met those expectations.
Yeah. See, I'm almost 70. I can't. No. I can't start fucking rummaging around in the fucking cellar up here.
You can't fucking start digging around in the cellar now.
I would joke and say that my dad used to have his philosophy in life where he would say, I won't, if I worked in a restaurant, I wouldn't serve you anything I wasn't willing to eat myself, which meant I'm going to treat you the way I expect to be treated. I expect people to do that. Well, I expect people to be at the same expectations as I do and things like that. And I realize I really, really struggle with people not meeting the expectations that I think they should, and I get angry and upset.
Yeah.
And I build things in my head so high and make these expectations so unachievable that I'm miserable most of the time.
Now, have you fixed that thing about you? Because I'd hate to think right now while we're on here, in your mind, you're going, this fucking Willie just fucking unplugged the computer. God damn it, why can't he do it?
No,
And
because
you're
I know your limitations.
okay, well, well, good. Touche.
I know, but if we're
Okay,
being
very
honest,
good. Yeah.
if we're being honest, I do struggle with wishing that Three Beards Media was higher than it is and
Mhm.
better than it is, and but that's what drives me. So,
Okay.
but
Let me take you higher.
okay, all right. This has gone off the trail, so we're just gonna go straight to the Tinder photos.
Yay.
So, this is
Wait, yo, okay, so that's it. That was all the red flags and green flags.
that's all the
were
red
done?
flags. Yep.
Mhm.
So this is the first Tinder photo. This is just Bill. His first Tinder photo. It's not bad.
Why's he got like a black eye?
What the fuck is that? What? Why didn't it just take my picture? The regular.
What's
picture.
wrong with you? You look like a raccoon.
What did it do to my face? Why did it change my whole face? It doesn't even make sense.
You look
Man.
like a gay librarian or something. You look like a guy that's. I still live with
He
my
gets
mother.
mad. He's not fat. He's not chubby. He's got a nice skinny face, and now Bill's pissed.
But he
I
just
don't
think he's got-
understand it though. What is AI doing? What like?
Hold
you
on.
gave it this photo and you go make this a Tinder photo? Make this a dating app photo?
Make this his Tinder profile
Me
picture.
and my
And then I
significant
asked,
other are opening a bake shop.
and then I asked
Yeah.
if he would do one of him on stage.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know, you look like Paul Giamatti.
something.
Doesn't he look like Paul Giamatti?
He does.
Yeah.
A little bit there.
I
Yeah.
don't
No,
like this
Billy
guy.
Giamatti.
I don't like this guy at
Beelzebub.
all.
Bill
This
Beelzebub
guy's
Giamatti.
fucking, what is going on with his fucking face? What is that?
It looks like you do observational comedy, is what it looks like. Have you ever
It looks
wondered?
like, you know what it does?
Where
It, does,
everybody
it looks
sees
like
this and goes,
it looks
"Where's
like
the
I'm
selfie
squeaky
stuff?"
clean and
Oh, yeah.
terrible. It looks like I'm one of those guys that's just a horrible fucking comic, but brags about how clean
Hold
I
on.
am all
It's
the time.
right,
It
exactly.
gets better.
Like
This is
I could do my act in a church. Can you do your act in a church? No, but you don't get any laughs in the church. Yeah, you can do the act, but you're bombing the whole time.
and then this is Bill at his favorite thing ever, an Iowa Hawkeye game.
Who the fuck is this guy?
You look like you went through 2 bouts of chemo. It looks like- well, it's in remission right now, but
Listen, man.
Mom,
the wave,
can I
the
go
wave
to the
means a
game?
little bit more to me than it does everybody else, man.
Jesus, get some
Listen.
sleep for Christ's sake. Look at your eyes.
Listen, man, when I look up at that hospital,
It's right. Looks like you just came from the hospital. You get to pick the opening song during the games.
yeah, it's on the road again because I look like I fucking drive a propane truck. And I just go to Walgreens and grocery stores and fill the cage with new propane tanks and take the
Honey,
empty
let's-
ones back. And
Billy Giamatti.
Let's
Paul's
stop at
brother.
Rowley House first and pick up a new shirt.
That's right.
I'm a really nice guy that will give you the shirt off my back.
Yeah, it's,
I mean, it's very obvious, you know.
if your mother's still alive, you'd live with her, but sadly, you live alone.
Well,
So-
I lived with her up until I took care of her up until she died, and I made us both dinner every night.
It's
And
right.
I'd get her table tray ready
Yeah,
for her
exactly.
so that you know, so that after I gave her Salisbury steak.
You both watched
Moore-
Wheel together, didn't you? You
her-
always
yeah,
watched
her
Wheel
Dinty
with her.
Moore Salisbury steak
Yeah.
meal, and
know
we
who
would
he is.
turn on Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah,
He's
Norman
the guy,
Bates.
He's the guy from Throw Mama from the Train.
that's right.
Let me show you. Let me show you my coin collection.
It's
I
right.
think that I spend I think that I spend my days.
That's your opening photo. We are totally submitting that for
It's
your
your
opening photo.
Because people say, you know what, he doesn't look that well.
They're gonna go, here lies.
I can see why he died.
They're gonna go, here lies the best Pepsi rep that Fairway ever knew. He always built his displays on time, and he always got the pricing done. For the discount sales.
Right.
That's what
I
that
love
guy
how-
looks like.
I love how he always carried his
pride.
pricing gun with him all the time.
Yeah,
It's
looks
always
like
had
he
it.
takes a
made
lot of
little
pride
holster
in
for it.
building the Pepsi displays.
Oh,
He's
man.
legendary for at the Coralville Mall right before opening day of the Hawkeye football season. He built a really nice Pepsi and he took like the yellow, the lemonade, whatever Pepsi brand lemonade, and that was the goalposts, and then
Yes.
Mountain Dew was the field, and Pepsi was the bleachers. I mean,
He
this
once-
guy
He once
builds
saw
a
Chuck
fucking-
Long buy frozen foods.
This guy builds a fucking display like nobody's business, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's the most creative end cap decorator
In cap.
in grocery store history. I mean, if you want somebody to fucking, get your impulse items out the door, he's your guy.
He had a chance to go to Fairway and didn't take it.
No,
No,
he
no.
set his sights higher.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start out at the Piggly Wiggly,
That's right.
you can't go backwards.
Yeah. His father worked at Hinky Dinky. At least that's what his mother told him. He never met his father.
Right. Because she was the pharmacist
That's right. That's
at
right.
the Hinky Dinky.
At the
And they
Hinky Dinky.
started their hanky panky at the
Okay.
Hinky Dinky.
So I've taken.
He had a
some of
stinky
your-
pinky.
Yeah, stinky pinky.
That guy sniffing his finger again. Okay, so
Okay.
based off of what you just said, I quickly wrote that into ChatGPT and got a Tinder profile. Bill, the Pepsi distributor guy.
Look at this.
Bill, 42, 5 miles away. He's a comedian. Started at the Piggly Wiggly, built for bigger things. About me, Pepsi Pro turned punchline guy. I used to build epic soda displays at Fairway. You might say I stacked dreams and 12 packs for a living. Saturdays were sacred. Just me, my mom, and the Hawkeye football team. Still my favorite tradition. Took a detour to our children's hospital to get my health back on track. Now I'm strong.
Children's Hospital. My 42-year-old Children's Hospital.
Now I'm stronger, grateful, and ready to laugh and love again. Started humble, stayed grounded, and I'm climbing that management ladder one step at a time. If it's not fun, I'm not doing it. And honestly, life's more fun with the right person beside you. My likes are Hawkeyes, wit over ego, road trips with the right playlist, grocery store nostalgia, and making people laugh. Let's be the couple everyone else at Hy-Vee stares at because we're still laughing by the produce.
Oh, that's beautiful, Billy.
Wow.
That is beautiful.
Dude, where is Chuck Woolery when you need him? My God.
Oh
Speaking
my
of which,
God.
have you guys-
You should totally do. You
The
should
da-
totally do a dating tape,
Mhm.
and we should film you and do a
Like,
dating.
no,
tape.
like make it
Like
look
the old-
like old VHS grainy. Hi.
My philosophy on dating is no
right.
flowers and thong panties. That's my philosophy.
You want to go down the beach with me? Well, here's what it's gonna take.
I really do think we should create you a Tinder profile. I was thinking about this today, and
I
we
like
should
it.
read. We should read the responses that you get and the swipes that you get on the.
We're going to use this picture, right? Yeah, we got to use the Bill Giamatti.
This one right here. This wholesome,
Yeah.
mom-loving guy
I
right
say
here.
we put Bill Giamatti, and let's see how many people say, "Are you related to Paul?"
I want to fucking Google image that face right there and see if a real person comes up.
It's you.
It's you.
It's you.
Billy
Dude,
Giamatti.
I'm serious though. Like AI is freaking me the fuck out right now. Like I
Do
think
you
we're
know
about
that
to.
AI has kept all of these photos that we've made of you?
Of course
Okay.
it has.
Should we let's go back and look at them.
Let's go. You know, we
The
should have some
greatest
music with
hits.
it. Can we have some background music? Like
Like you're doing a fucking slideshow.
what was the music that
Oh my god. I remember they used to do this thing in the auditorium.
memories like the corner of my
Unfucking real.
Oh wait, that's me.
That's you.
Maybe.
Chris looks like the baby version of a Chris looks
Okay.
like the baby
This
version
was
of
me as a
a
Jedi. I forgot to show you this one. This was me as a Jedi. This is
Yeah,
my
you showed us that. Yeah. That's my fucking Friar Tuck Jedi.
Oh my god, I just coughed up a lung.
Yeah, and that's the one I still want
God.
to kill you for.
the wrestling buddy.
Memories like the corners of my mind.
I've really gotten through a lot of looks, man.
This one.
Yeah.
You should do one. Do a claymation version of me and Willie. See what that looks like.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I may be out of.
You're
AI
out of it today.
Let's find out. Hold on.
Use a different fucking picture.
It's the only picture I got of you, man. It's your professional headshot. It's not my.
It's old as fuck. I got updated photos. I got way more than that. I got way more pictures.
Hold on.
It's like going to a fucking one-nighter in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and somebody mailed them your fucking 1995 headshot and it's your fault. They're like, oh, you're not this young. Well, no, stupid.
Do you remember Craig Peters used to just send like he'd make a drawing of himself, just like a round head.
I remember J. Scott Homan had
the basketball uniform.
the basketball one, yes.
He died, didn't he?
Funny.
Jay Scott died, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wow.
He died of cancer.
Did he have cancer? God, he was funny.
He was
so funny.
Through it at the end too. He had really kind of dropped off.
All right, what am I making? Making you a claymation?
Yeah.
Yeah. A claymation like Rudolph fucking picture.
All right, let's see here. Oh, it might do it. Hold on.
Look at that one there.
Hold on. I totally just took a screenshot of that one and cropped it. So
let's see. Like remember those that celebrity death match or whatever?
Yeah.
See, I would like to hear the music behind the memories like the corners of my mind.
Misty water
colored memories.
That's what the guy's fucking singing or in Naked Gun when
can it be that it was all so simple then?
Do you remember that Naked Gun when Priscilla Presley's in the shower?
Oh yeah.
And the guy comes in and just can't resist singing along with her. Could it be things were so simple then? Dude, this is taking forever.
I know. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
They got to warm up the clay.
That's right. Got to mold it.
That's right.
Somebody's got to get the kiln ready.
That's right. Then you got to bring Patrick Swayze back alive. Or you don't have to bring him back alive because he was a ghost.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Oh, there it is.
So Billy looks like when he's high.
Why do you look like you have boils all over your face?
What is with the fucking eyeballs?
Look, how is there a person behind me?
Is there a person?
Standing
a little
in the
girl.
corner.
It's a little girl behind it. Come on, Buffalo Bill. Get over in the corner.
Like fuck the Blair Witch Project.
No kidding.
Phil,
just over there getting ready to die.
Billy versus Troy Davis in a celebrity death match.
See,
I just retired from being the janitor at a small local college.
You also drove the bus, though. Don't give yourself more credit.
Yeah, I just,
the
it
kid.
was a small school. I did whatever they needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were espousing wisdom to the kids. To the
Well, and I
youth.
saw a lot. I saw a lot in the years that I was there. I mean, I was at the same school for 45 years.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't. The thing is, that doesn't look like a guy that saw as many dead bodies as I did in that.
Part of the
time.
reason you stayed so long is because you liked the woman that was working in the cafeteria.
Actually, the reason I stayed so long is I had little holes in all the women's showers, and I could sit between the walls.
Yeah, that's 100% it.
Yeah, I retired once my dick stopped getting.
Okay, it's time to end the show.
Sense anymore.
The last rock's been turned tonight. We need.
It was always like that. Remember the movie Stripes?
Yeah.
When John Larroquette's looking in the shower with his telescope.
Yes.
And he's like you ever fucking know something? Like I saw that when I was a kid, and I knew something was supposed to be funny. I knew the line was supposed to be funny, but I didn't know why it was funny. And then later on, years and years later, I got it and just laughed about it all of a sudden. Like,
what was the line? Do you remember?
So he goes, "Oh, I wish I was a loofah." And I didn't know what a loofah was.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that line was supposed to be funny. And so fast forward, remember Craig Ironhead Hayward used to do that that soap commercial, and he'd be like, "But Ironhead, what's with this thingy?" And he had the loofah. And I always called it a thingy. I didn't know it was called a loofah. And then
your references fucking lose me so fast.
Somebody told me that the loofah, somebody just said that's a loofah. It's called a loofah.
It's a loofah.
And when the moment they said that, my brain started laughing at the line from Stripes.
There you go.
All right.
Like I had it happen with Monty Python once.
Were you a Monty Python fan? You know, I like Monty Python, but I didn't get him that much. I mean,
I love Monty Python.
Did you really?
So you know the guy, the French guy that's insulting him from the castle. He's like, "Fucking, I fart in your general direction, you wipers of other people's bottoms," like that fucking guy.
See, you don't strike me as being a Monty Python kind of guy.
Yeah, I love Monty Python. My dad, when I was a kid, my dad would turn me on to it.
Is that the only time you showed your love? Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. But my dad would like explain to me why shit was funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so like the
do you find your sense of humor like your father?
We make each other laugh a lot when we're hanging out.
It's weird as I've gotten older. My daughter, and it's really weird because my daughter and I, our sense of humor is like identical to each other.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, she'll send me stuff. And sometimes my wife will even like, "What's this?" And I'll just bust out laughing. And we're just on the same page. Yeah.
As you can imagine, I turn over every rock so I can make my dad uncomfortable. But but the other thing, so at one point, he yells at him like he goes, "Silly English knigget," and one day I was driving around on a forklift in a warehouse, and it dawned on me that he's saying night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all these years later, and all of a sudden I laughed for the next hour about the fact that he was
So it took you a while to get the rim shot, and you finally came to you.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever had that happen with anybody?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's like a comics always say. You're gonna get this on the way home, and you're gonna laugh.
yeah. These are the jokes.
Right. We gotta get in here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining in.
Peace. Talk to you later.
Love. Grease.
Just a mic in a dream. Now we ride this circuit, chasing that scene. Every heckle, every cheer, every silent stare. Made us sharper, made us bolder. We ain't going nowhere. Billy and Willie's workshop, welcome inside, where the jokes are sharp and the laughs collide. From the Vegas stage to the I-80 grind, this comedy life is one of a kind.